What's good with YouTube? You already know Big Flocka with a convict's perspective. And I'm going to smash, dash, and slide on through with that little bit of energy, man. Please hit the like, comment, subscribe, and hit that bell notification to help support this channel and get further fire content, man. So with all the stuff that's been going on the last few days with the Goshen incident, a little bit more about what's going on with the NF and so forth, man. A story pretty much came out that was pretty much did not get enough attention like it normally would. And that is another Aryan Brotherhood associate in the big indictment that occurred in 2016 has pled guilty, man. There was a press release by the Department of Justice, man. I'm going to read it as follows. Here we go. Let me pull this up real quick, man. Pled guilty to racketeering. Okay. Aryan Brotherhood associate pleads guilty to racketeering conspiracy that included murders, assault, and drug trafficking from within prison in California. Justin Petty, 41, of Los Angeles, an associate of the Aryan Brotherhood prison gang, pleaded guilty to conspiracy to participate in a racketeering enterprise and conspiracy to distribute heroin and methamphetamine, U.S. Attorney Philip A. Talbert announced. According to court documents between 2011 and 2016, AB members and associates engaged in racketeering activity, committing multiple acts involving murder and drug trafficking offenses. AB members Ronald Yandel and Billy Sylvester oversaw a significant heroin and methamphetamine trafficking operation from their shared prison cell. They used smuggled cell phones to direct their drug trafficking activity from the prison cell to the streets of Sacramento and other California cities. Using a contraband cell phone, Yandel and Sylvester communicated with AB members and associates to direct drug trafficking activities. Membership in the AB order murders and oversee other criminal activities. In 2019, 16 defendants were indicted for federal racketeering known as the RICO statute and other charges. The allegation included murder, drug trafficking, and other violent crimes. 9 of the defendants were inmates in California prisons, and 6 of those were serving life sentences for murder. According to the plea agreement, between August and September 2016, Petty conspired with AB members at 2 different state prisons, CSP Sacramento and High Desert State Prison, to send packages containing food stuffed with contraband items into each prison through Petty's employer, a contractor authorized by CDCR to pack and send sealed packages to inmates. On September 6, 2016, Petty's package was intercepted at CSP Sacramento and found to contain 3 cell phones, 2 phone charging cables, 6 grinding discs, even 7 lighters, 1 cell phone battery, 7 small screwdrivers, 5 with flatheads and 2 with Phillips heads, 2 Bluetooth earpieces, 10 small metal saw blades, more than 20 grams of methamphetamine, and 15 grams of heroin. The contraband items were hidden inside food packages, including a box of Quaker oats, a bunch of honey bun snacks, a bunch of fudge brownies, and similar items. The contraband was concealed in a manner designed to avoid detection by prison staff who would have searched the box contents before giving them to the inmate. Similar, on September 6, 2016, another package from Petty was intercepted at which prison and found to contain about 10 cell phones, more than 200 grams of heroin, and 120 grams of methamphetamine. The cell phones and controlled substances were hidden inside boxes of oatmeal cream pies and fudge brownies. They were concealed in a manner designed to avoid detection by prison staff who would have searched the box contents before giving them to the inmate. Other defendants who have entered guilty pleas as part of the investigation include Nicholas Perez, RICO conspiracy and drug conspiracy; Donald Maza, RICO conspiracy and conspiracy to commit murder in the aid of racketeering; Travis Burhop, RICO conspiracy and conspiracy to commit murder in the aid of racketeering; Samuel Keaton, RICO conspiracy and drug trafficking conspiracy; and Christian Demar, RICO conspiracy and drug trafficking conspiracy. This case is the product of an investigation by the DEA and assistance from the California Department of Corrections and Rehabilitations, the Vallejo Police Department, the U.S. Marshals, the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, the ATF, and the El Dorado County District Attorney's Office and Nevada County's Office. Petty is scheduled for sentencing before U.S. District Attorney Judge Kimberly Mueller. I wonder if that's Robert Mueller's daughter or something. On May 8, 2023. Petty faces a maximum statutory penalty of life in prison and a fine of up to $10 million. The actual sentence, however, will be determined at the discretion of the court after consideration of applicable statutory factors and the federal sentencing guidelines, which take into account a number of variables. So that means he may be cooperating, huh? The case is part of an organized crime drug enforcement task force, strike force initiative, which provides for the establishment of permanent multi-agent task force teams that work side by side in the same location. The co-located model enables agents from different agencies to collaborate on intelligence-driven, multi-jurisdictional operations to disrupt and dismantle the most significant drug traffickers, money laundering gangs, and transnational crimes. So, man, this case has been set to go for trial for a minute, right? With Yardell and Sylvester and all these individuals, they recently got indicted. You know what I'm saying? On additional murder charges. I think this was in December. It was supposed to happen in November. They were well aware of it. There was a big announcement, right? None of this stuff kind of surprised me. There's nothing out of the ordinary. The Aryan Brotherhood has become like basically a very strong organization. Back at it in the 2000s, they just started to really change the direction of the white movement. They have every white faction basically under them, except for a few who went against the grain. They've all been greenlighted. They're the one group that like you can almost sit there and say that it has pretty much almost aligned all our people under one fucking flag. You know what I'm saying? I'm seeing if there's anything additional that has came up on that, man. Department of Justice, 69. There's a Universal Aryan Brotherhood. I don't know too much about this. You got the Aryan Circle. You got the Universal Aryan Brotherhood gang, which I think is a branch off. Let me see. But a lot of these factions have copied and adopted the name too in other states, and then when they get to the feds, they fall under one fucking AB fucking vendetta. It's pretty much fucking the only one that Aryan Brotherhood that's pretty much separate would be the ABT, which would be the Aryan Brotherhood of Texas, man. But anyways, man, this case has had so many different people who've been involved in it. It's been a lot bigger case, but the reason why we don't give it as much attention is because most of us grew up with the background of North Daniels and Sudanos. This AB indictment is a lot bigger than people realize, man, because they've had attorneys. They had a paralegal that got indicted that was using the legal law offices to bring in product. They had a woman out there who was running operations out there, other women that were working under her. You know what I'm saying? So they had a long line list of people and associates that were tied into this, man. They had fucking law enforcement on the payroll, all kinds of things. The AB, man, is a very, very, very treacherous and smart organization, man. They're not racially based like some people may believe. They've used the racial overtones as far as a recruitment tool, and they've gotten every white faction basically to do their bidding. In other words, they're like the ultimate white organization. They're like the mob for the whites. In certain territories where the functions are going to be conducted amongst whites, they're over there running those operations. You know what I'm saying? Now, they've had issues, as everybody knows, with the red and white, because there's been issues since way back in the 80s. There used to be a lot of associates that were really close with the red and white in AB back in the 70s and early 80s. Stuff happened in Folsom at one time. So there's been a little bit, indifference within the groups, because red and white pretty much are MC club. They don't like to use the term organization. So when any of them come into the prison system, either they're not allowed to wear their patch behind the walls. So pretty much almost every group that has a white faction under them have fell under. The Wolfpack skinheads went against them. I think one of the resistance skinheads groups went against them as well, man. But see, the thing is, like I said, man, the AB, we don't recognize them as much as because up in California, it's basically the criminal element is ran by like the cartels, and as far as the two organizations, the NF and MA, and then even in Fresno, the Bulldogs got their shit pretty much in line right there. But other than that, the white factions, they kind of operate a little bit more clandestine organization, to where they're kind of more undercover, but they'll kill you in a fucking heartbeat. And they do have a lot of good reports with it, tied in with the Southsiders in MA as well. So we don't hear enough about them because we don't talk about them enough. But this indictment has every different variable situation, man, that if you really look at it, it's on a lot higher level than people realize. But it's really focused mainly on two individuals, Sylvester and Yandel. So they've been like the key person that they've gone after. And they've both been, especially Yandel, he's came on here and he speaks pretty, he has an eloquent way of speaking if you ever listen to him. He's sharp, he's intelligent. He's even did videos to why he doesn't hate anybody, because how can I hate someone I don't fucking know? You know what I'm saying? So he's been a big force behind the different relationships that they have with different minorities today. The AB in California, they may have some that are from original groups that were had racial overtones and proud of their race. But for general, man, they're an organization. They're not a fucking race hating group like people think they are. They're a criminal organization. You know what I'm saying? That has one goal in mind, and that's to control all criminal activities and elements under any white group out there in the streets. You know, and these indictments kind of are, what do you call, they're self-serving when you look at them. You see a little bit more into the in-depths of what this organization is capable of doing. Now, the AB's always been fucking very treacherous, man. And they've always been able to find resources and influences that have a lot of positions of power. You know what I'm saying? They've always been able to find correction officers that will work with them, lawyers, you know, cops on the streets, all kinds of different things, man. You know, they've always been able to tap in to those type of contacts, connects, which has made them, you know, throughout the years, a very, you know, I'm gonna say a very worthy, not only adversary, but worthy fucking alliance to some of these groups. You know, they're able to tap into things that traditionally these other groups may be not able to tap into. And that's what's kind of always set back, like the NF and BGF, is that both these groups have been able to tap into those sources. Now the NF has been able to tap into those same resources in Northern California. They do have those established resources, those contacts, those connects, and they do have different relationships with groups outside of their own race, and those not behind, across that border, if you know what I mean. So the game has done change, man. This indictment, like I said, not much was in the news about this, man. I was kind of surprised about that. But a lot of times these groups like to, Aryan Circle is an Aryan Circle as well. There was a couple other people who got pled guilty as well. A lot of these Universal Aryan Brotherhood members are getting indicted as well lately, I noticed too. And I'm trying to sit there and see what type of relationship. The UAB was established in 1993. Now, this has nothing to do with what we just read, but I'm just talking about the different AB groups that have now extended into the feds. The UAB was established in 1993 with the Oklahoma Department of Corrections and modeled itself after the principles and ideology of the Aryan Brotherhood. That's kind of interesting. Let me see. New Aryan Empire Associates. Now, what is that? See, there's starting to become a lot more groups because of the AB's power that's been established. Little Rock, Arkansas. So there's a whole lot of groups we're going to be touching base on maybe in the future, I'm thinking, man. Just to give a little bit more, they're called the NAE. Let me see, NAE, that's kind of interesting. I've never heard of that. That's wow. New Aryan Empire. They were died in Arkansas. See, so there's a lot more Aryan groups than you think, man. Superseding indictment and still charging former head of the Universal Aryan Brotherhood. So they got all the kinds of different ones. The Universal, the Elite, you know what I'm saying? This one's in Oklahoma as well. Let me see. Since meth trafficking game. Damn, they've had a lot of different indictments. Yeah, the AB is a very interesting organization, man. I want to do a little bit more research to talk about these different groups, like the Aryan Circle, the New Aryan Empire, the Universal Aryan Brotherhood, and I want to see their correlation of similarities and differences. The only one I know that in the feds, California, pretty much politics fucking oversees everything. You know, and I believe that the California AB pretty much controls all the different factions and so forth, man. You know, the different clubs, the different fucking, you know what I'm saying, groups and whatnot. And then the feds. So everything becomes a little bit different, man. But in any event, man, hope everybody has a positive, productive day. I got more content I'm going to be dropping today. I did another one on a convict's reaction in regard to fucking C-Mac 5-5 Crip. You guys got to check it out. It's a pretty good one, man. And I'm going to do one on Real Talk with Flacco discussing a very delicate issue that just recently came up, man. With that said, you guys have a positive, productive day. Keep on striving. Keep on inspiring. I'm out.